Hi everyone, I hope you're well. So we're going to do a Nancy Guthrie read, and I just pulled these cards. You might, if I'm able to keep the first part where I pulled it. This is the True Crime. It's kind of like an oracle card. There's that many cards, and I always get hesitant about using it because there's so many cards and I don't really know if there's something that really pinpoints where a location of someone is. But I had to show you these cards. I was thinking, should I just keep it as members or share it all? And the reason, and I'll still think about the reason I'm sharing this actually, is because when I do readings, I don't sit and meditate and prepare and then decide whether I'm going to do readings like a lot of people might have said. I had a dream and then I pulled cards and etc. This to me is telling me right now, beyond what I've already said where Nancy is, okay, channeling, is that it's still a playing out. And I'm sorry to say that. I'm so sorry to say that. But if you've seen my video from day one, I've said, please go back and watch the videos. You'll see what I mean. And it's still kind of planning out, okay, in terms of finding her. And now Spirit's just reminding me that I said if they don't find her by the 19th of February, so I think that must be in one of my videos. I can't quite remember, but 19th of February, I did give a date, right? So I'm getting told by Spirit it was 19th of February that I said that it will delay, complicate things, and we're going to see more things coming out. And it seems like this, and I've said in my readings that it's all of it, even family, whatever, is taken away from this lady that is at the heart of this. And I keep wondering at one stage, is it suddenly going to be, oh, she's found, and it's kind of like everything's fine, and then we don't hear about it again. Do you remember a case a good few months ago with Hannah? Don't know her last name, but she went on holiday. Was she Australian? I can't remember. Or she was from the US and she went on holiday, and then she was seen in LA boarding a train or something, and then she was sent cryptic messages. She didn't have money. Missing. Her dad apparently committed I did do a reading on that, and then suddenly she's found and we've not heard the end. That's the end. Anyway, this is telling me that there's still a play out on this, okay, and it just confirms what I've been saying, which I think some people will think that, you know, I'm off my knockers. To be honest with you, I can't believe the things I've been seeing, but starting to see a lot more clearly. So I'm sharing that with you, okay? Now I do have some questions to ask, and hopefully I can connect to the cards and you will see this. If you enjoy the channel, I'd appreciate if you do support the channel. Obviously, I am extremely thankful to the members, and I'm extremely thankful to the loyal subscribers. There was a plan for me and one of my I'm gonna say friends, you know, Mimi, to head to Arizona, but I somehow lost Mimi on the way. And but yeah, I was ready to take a flight out, and I think there's plenty of time still to find Nancy. I can't believe people are not out there finding Nancy if you find her. At the same time, I often wonder with these cases, you know, the way we see injustice, does anyone get scared that they'll try to pin stuff on you? Please let me know in the comments. Like, sometimes I see stuff and I'm like, oh, I need to get involved, I need to help this person, and then I can see why some people don't get involved, because it's kind of like, are they going to pin it on you that you did something, or you know what I mean? So I've got some good questions, I think, and I've got some member questions as well. So I'm trying to find the second one. I can remember the one off the top of my head. Okay, so the first question is, was in my channeling, which some of you would have seen, and bravo to you guys, was Nancy S8. Now I'm asking the cards these questions, very different to when I channel, but obviously I will intuitively think. In my channeling, I don't see that she was, but she was physically hurt. Remember, she said, I'm hurt, and she meant physically hurt. They physically hurt her. The way they handled her. I'm not talking about like what they did to her in the final stages as well. That's separate. Because someone will come on here and be like, yeah, well, duh, she got whatever. She got X'd. Okay, so was... Okay, so we do have some strong cards here, to be honest with you. But this is telling me no, right? This is telling me no. Could there be a potential? Can't outrule it, but I don't get yes. I mean, this is in reverse. And if you look at what ones sometimes mean in tarot, especially when readers read it on a love reading, it can mean that activity, right? This is in reverse here. It's like block them, right? It's blocked. This is a Five of Swords. It's giving me a no. We've got two very strong cards here though, right? We've got the World, her ending, and the High Priestess. What I get intuitively, psychically, it's a no, and these are our cards. The latest DNA is sent to the FBI. What do the cards say in terms of, is this going to bring in a new lead? Is it connected? Been told to bang the cards. Told to look at the bottom of the deck. Ten of Swords, her ending. What did I ask? DNA. Could it lead to something? It could lead to who was there at her final stages. Let's continue. Could the recent DNA, I think we're talking about a hair, right? Could this DNA they've taken lead to something? Please show me clearly. Yes or no. I get a yes. I'll show you the card now. So the first one out, Chariot, upright, yes. A strong yes, because it's moving forward. Strong yes. And Strength, yes. Very strong cards. So yes, it could. So what are they going to tell us? Are they going to stall it? Are they going to do a little bit of a show and then say they need more DNA or it's unmatched? Yes, they should be able to match it to something. And it looks like it matches to the people that caused her ending. So it might, with that, what I mean is it might not be the chef, the master pulling behind, if we believe there's more than one. Then I've got a few more questions. And the one thing I was going to say is about the DNA, actually. So here, what I wanted to say is... I thought I had more questions than this, but let's see. I wanted to see if the... You know, I said about in the car about documents, paperwork. I channeled the card, didn't I? And I want to see if there's any documents, paperwork, whether printed, even on a laptop, that could hold the clue to a motive or to any of these people. And I'm changing the deck. Remember, I've given clues to the perps. I'm going to do actually a card pull on the perps because I did get, didn't I, a double tagged name, and that can be very much, double tagged name you can see that in surnames with different cultures, and in Western world like Emily Rose or Mary Ann or something. So could the documents, paperwork show a motive of some kind? I want to also say anything that's personally on her laptop if she had a laptop. Last card, King of Wands, Four of Wands, Ten of Swords. I'm getting with this, you know, there isn't a very strong, to me there is a yes. What I wanted to say is that it seems like there was paperwork that was not in process, but it wasn't finalized paperwork. It's work in progress. And I think I said that she received something, didn't she? And this could be in terms of the home, her will, you know, her assets around the home, anything to do with her home and who it might go to, right? There's a King of Wands here, and I wonder if this could bring up told to keep shuffling. I get these cards. I was going to ask, is it Cameron? But Spirit said to me, this person is the person that holds the key. Okay, that's what I've been told. Holds the key. Okay, the key to it, the key to her home. Okay, so that's what I get around that. And so that in that, it could say that it's not as obvious to them. And that's why maybe they're not really focusing on it. Now I want to ask, in terms of her journal, did Nancy journal anything that could be to do with anything not so coherent? Anything that could also look into a direction that could break the case, give a motive, etc. Could name people that were involved, so even the name of people, because I think I heard that she had a journal, she used to journal on the porch, so I wonder if they've taken that journal in. But let's see, does the journal hold any key forward momentum that can help us solve this case? Get a Queen of Cups here, we get the Two of Swords, we get the Knight of Wands in reverse, and we get this King of Wands again. So the person that holds the key to something, or literally holds the key. We get the Knight of Wands. This is giving me quite negative energy, right? It's the same suit, and here there's a Queen of Cups who was not seeing eye to eye with Nancy, who didn't it was kind of like, yeah, they wasn't seeing eye to eye. Okay. Do you know what? It's just come through. Spirit said that since I've done that channeling and I was saying about vengeance, is that people would have started hearing people on YouTube saying it seems like there's a lot of vengeance in this. I don't know why I'm getting told by Spirit that that is getting regurgitated, whereas prior it wasn't being said. Okay, so sorry, this is how it works with spirit. So if you're like, okay, well, you've gone off track, I can't stop that. Okay, split the deck. 10 of Swords. To me, these are cards that really speak of this, right? And this King of Wands coming back up. Someone not seeing eye to eye. Okay, something not seeing eye to eye. Although I don't think that this is like the person who did it. But it's kind of like they're not seeing eye to eye. And I think she voiced some of her frustrations. Now, the Knight of Wands could be someone who is... I don't know if I've heard someone bull crap on this or something. Or this is coming through. Or I've heard it and it's coming through again. But it could be like a question that's raised about someone's faithfulness in maybe a relationship or something like that. Okay, that's what I want to say with that. Now, this is the After Tarot. So what's interesting about this that I want to pull up is I want to pull up the normal tarot and see the difference. Because this Knight of Wands in reverse is very much a it's giving me a bit of a mature energy. It's giving me a bit of brashy, someone that's not so much connected to their emotional intelligence. That's what I want to say. It's kind of like a... with these cards, it's kind of like a rupture, a division that's happened. Okay, when I connect it with all this. Let's just see if I can see quickly. Although Spirit is like that makes sense. So I hope it makes sense for you. It kind of felt like I said what I had to say with the message. The Knight of Wands. Okay, so there's not much really any difference, but Spirit is telling me that there's history behind this. There's history behind this. Okay, so that was, just to remind you, that was the question on the journal. Now, my next question. Was going to be around the DNA, because I feel like there's going to be, we're going to hear of a female professional, could be a forensic female, forensic, whether for police force or science, and it could be around the DNA, that is really starting to come forward and voice Nancy's case. All right, it could even be an FBI on YouTube, let's say, but I feel like a female is coming forward who has like a forensic or science background, and it could be around the DNA. Can I just have confirmation on any of that, please, Spirit? I get a yes. I get a yes. And it's trying to keep Nancy in the center of this whole palaver. Okay. And if I think of YouTube, it could be one person and I don't really like that person. But if they're doing good things, the reason they've come to mind is because recently about the billboards. But this could also be a scientist forensic that talks about the DNA. I wonder, can they track DNA via the crypto? And before I go on to that, I want to say something. Today I was thinking about, I have to do this reading. And then I was thinking, oh crap, what was it that came through? The family can't be cleared. You know, it's impossible to be cleared until they have the perps and they tie the story. The reason I'm saying this is because family would have been at that home, so their DNA is in that home. What they're probably looking for is stranger DNA as well, and catching a perp and tying it all in. You can't clear someone, okay, I'm not an FBI, okay, but you can't clear someone if there's DNA in the home of where a crime has happened, where, let's say, whatever's happened, Nancy was there, Nancy was taken, right? So how can that, and DNA could be on clothes, you know, like touching, etc. So I just wonder, because if they say there was no DNA of family members, that would be extremely strange to me. But I thought about that. I don't know if any of you agree with me. Let's see, can we do any DNA on the crypto and tracking? You know, like advanced technology that they have right now. Okay. What about a mixed bag here? Again, we've got the Ten of Swords at the bottom of the deck. It's not going to lead to, the crypto DNA tracking is not currently going to lead to the breakthrough of all these perps, and they're not celebrating at this moment in time. However, there's a link from the crypto, and I want to say to the couple, okay, and that's not hidden. So could that have been like, wasn't it at one stage Annie and T got a crypto message or something? I'm getting that. And then there's the Ten of Swords, so I am getting that. I think, you know, Thursday going into, we are Thursday, aren't we? Or it's coming on to Thursday. Going into Friday, we could hear from the forensics, or this female that I feel is talking. Or you know, even I think Savannah will soon say something again. Can't wait to this. If we put all their interviews or their speeches in a line, they're so odd, all different. So it could be, could we see Savannah speaking in the next few days, or, you know, by Friday? Is that something that she could do, or maybe discussing at this moment in time? Potentially we do get a yes, but it's, I think what Spirit was saying is that they're holding on to that thought and waiting to be advised. I think, you know, Nana's has really been going, oh, that's that Knight of Wands that was hiding behind, look. The Knight of Wands is being hidden. The Knight of Wands is being hidden to avoid judgment and perception and refocus on the home. I believe that, you know, despite Nanos, and I'm going to go into him because I think he's going to be in deep shit. I think he was narrating a lot of what the family wanted, and I think he also would have had pressure, you know, the president was involved, etc., on what he should say and what he shouldn't say. And you'll know, because I said about the different matrices involved in this. So is there advanced technology that could help with this? case, that is already at our hands. Advanced DNA, advanced technology, tracking. Show us, please. I get yes, but the but, okay, is we've got to be a bit patient. And secondly, it seems like it's advanced, but it's in the hands of people that are not advanced, that are not on their game at this moment in time. This to me feels like there's a bit of shaky grounds on who's working on this. The background of law enforcement and the FBI. There's something that's not coherent with this, despite having the what do I want to say, despite having the advanced technology. We get a yes in the hands of very not possible, you know, negligence, vanity, carelessness here. There's a lot of carelessness, especially when it came around DNA in the home. And so there's a need to be patient. Okay. Remember, I said the universe is trying to help us and we have it at our hands, but they, you know. Okay. So now I want to ask is, Nanos. How's Nanos doing at the moment? How's Nanos doing at the moment? I'm sure I had more questions, to be honest. Oh, I think I found my questions. Okay. So, how is Nanos at this moment? How is Nanos? That was the last card that fell out. I want to know how is Nanos by June, because I feel over May, June time, could he be shuffled out of the department, shuffled into another county, shuffled out, or told to leave? I feel like the way the energy sits at the moment, that's a high possibility. I've got 4 cards for June time, so I'm just going to put it. That was already up, right? That was, yeah, I think the way it's going. So at the moment, he is, yeah, we see. So at the moment, you know, things are not moving forward for him. There seems to be a female energy that is kind of sort of holding him down and telling him to, you know, stay in his lane, take things slowly, really think of stuff, be diligent. That's what I get this moment in time. By June time, we've got 6 of coins in reverse. Something's not given, right? Something is not giving. There's mayhem going on. There's confusion about him and what he's doing and what the hell is going on. And we see what I said could be the potential of the energy I was getting. Okay. I don't know. Can someone tell me how they came up with having a Wi-Fi blocker? Like, how did they come up that knowing the perps had this? But going by that question, I want to ask, did the perps that were at the home, or the perp, okay, there's going to have to be perps. There's going to be one at least, and then there's going to be someone in the car, right? So was there a walkie-talkie device or a radio device being used by the perps that night that were outside or inside Nancy's home? Show me clearly. Last card. Split the deck. Told to split the deck. Ace of Swords. and Fool. This is a yes, right? But when I saw that, yeah, I think there is a potential that they did. These are very strong cards that there is. And to be honest, I see a female here as well. Something's telling me not about the person that actually captured her or tied her. So there's a potential that we could find out they used walkie-talkie or a device like a radioed walkie-talkie. So there's talks about Iranians being involved. Can we see if an Iranian or Iranian decent person is at least one or one involved? Show me clearly. 2 more cards. Last card, Sun, that's a yes. 4 of Cups, Queen of Swords. Yeah, yes. And it could be the female. It could be, was there a female carer that I was told that was Iranian that knows these people? Or it could be the couple that knows someone who's Iranian, or the person that strategized this is known to the Iranian. The 4 of Cups in reverse is really interesting because it's telling me it wasn't someone that was sitting on their what? Spirit is saying. Or what's that word? It's not burdens, it's not halo. It's something similar to the word halo, and I can't sitting on there. It's like a statement, a thing that we say, sitting on their laurels, sitting on their I basically want to say they're not sitting on their sadness. What is that word? It's a bit annoying, but that's what I get with that. So we could see potential eventually a tie-in with Iranian or Iranians. I definitely think there's foreign element to this, and it looks like it could be the Kira. It could be linked to the couple, or it could be the female, and that's linked through the couple or a couple. It could be a couple that are Iranian, because we do get a strong yes here, and that 4 of Cups is someone that was not sitting on their, they basically wasn't sitting just like not in the background. They was not sitting idle, basically. They weren't sitting idle. And secondly, this is saying like someone here got new instructions. It might not be the Iranian, but that's also coming through. Okay, so next I wanted to ask, do you like how many questions I've thought of? You can subscribe, support the channel however you wish to, should you like the content. You can join members as well. There's going to be 1 membership level now for a period of time when we grow the channel. Can the perps be tracked? Can the perps be tracked? Show me clearly. Can the perps be tracked? I know this might sound obvious, but they're kind of like not being able to track. This is one of the perps that were outside. Remember, that was there at the present time. That's telling me it's very difficult. They're finding challenging to get hold of him and even find a past for them. However, there's going to be someone who's going to slip up through thinking that they've got a meal ticket or something, And that leads to, okay, Nancy is in this location, or Nancy is no longer with us. And female, Queen of Cups, it could be the female. Is one or any of the perps still revengeful? Still revengeful? You know, kind of not feeling, yeah, I get that, right? Yeah, that to me says yes. Can you see the female energy on this? This is the hidden female. I get a yes. And there's a bitter male. Okay. Could we see another ransom note coming in? Cards wanted to speak. Lovers in reverse. Ten of Cups. Fool. Whoa. This is telling me it depends on the energy. This is telling me the energy is wavering at this moment in time. There could be a possibility. It's not likely to be via a couple. I think did they say that there was a couple? Is it Kalala and stuff that were a couple that sent it in or something? And it could be received by the family as opposed to TMZ. This is telling me that they can track them, but they're not able to because of their naivety, because of, like, you know, what I said earlier. But still, the perps have this greedy, they're not happy attitude. It's still a dark attitude. So we could see another ransom note. It depends on the energy that is gonna be coming out over the next sort of 5 days. Could be 5 weeks. I wonder who we're gonna see around Friday time speaking out or doing something. I think we're also going to see more witnesses going to speak or come forward. I think so. I think we're going to see more witnesses or someone come forward. Whether that's going to be leading or not, but we might see something, you know how the YouTube reporters. I think coming into June it's going to get a bit hot. Let's look at this, right? So I told to change the deck. Before I look at May and June, I want to ask about the police, because I think they're starting to waver in terms of how good they're doing. But I do think we're going to see, I'm getting at some pictures, something about maybe digital evidence that they've got, videos. I do think something else is coming out. How's the police doing? Told to put that under this. So the police seem to be a bit of a standstill. Law enforcement, they are trying to work together, trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together. They will. There seems like there might be a breakthrough. There might be a change in the fortune. In terms of finding Nancy, leading to Nancy. this is telling me that this doesn't look like they're working very hard, does it? And it looks like they're very keen on the media and the attention that is coming in, and actually relying a lot on the media and people outside, like people that have searched for her, etc. So would I be right in saying they're being a bit lazy? Yeah, yeah, I think so, don't you? We've got the Hermit, but then we've got the Chariot. So sometimes they're going full force, and sometimes they're not going. Okay, so yeah, that, I guess that's why I was asking. It looks like it might move forward in terms of trying to find Nancy, but it doesn't look like they're in a constant moving forward energy. I wonder if there's a bit of like, okay, so over this hype. I do think we're going to see more people pissed off that this is not finalised. The case is not closed. Nancy's not been found. I think we're going to see more people like that. Let's just see some cards. Is that what I'm reading right? Told to look at the bottom of the pile, like Queen of Cups in reverse. And yeah, that's not very much. That's people not, you know, emotionally happy. So I think people are not going to be happy. I think I get a yes on that. Yeah, there's nothing coming through to move the case. There seems to be a lot of lies, a lot of deception, things hidden. We're not getting the communication. I guess there's been no more press conferences. So I think Spirit just confirmed what I said. Okay, last question. I hope it's not stopped recording. Top row is Savannah, Annie, Cameron. How are they doing at this moment in time, please, Spirit? 3 cards for each. That was the first. Okay, let's see what we've got. Savannah, Page of Wands, 2 of Cups. I think this is telling me where she's been back at work. Is Savannah the youngest? I can't remember. I think someone told me this. Whether she was the youngest or not, I can't remember. This is, to me, is just her sort of like being the youngest, trying to get on with her, what she's passionate about, her career, trying to move forward, trying to, you know, keep her be in harmony with everything in her life. And this to me is telling me about her work, returning to her work. That's making her feel good at this moment in time. Annie, Hierophant, 10 of Wands, Emperor. This is very tricky energy, isn't it? I think she's trying to listen to law enforcement, follow the rules, not trying to step out of bounds. She feels a lot of heaviness right now. The Emperor, again, very listening to the Pima County. She's listening to authority, possibly listening to someone who could be, you know, the chessboard mover. And then we've got Cameron. Knight of Swords, Magician, Hanged Man. He always gets some weird dark cards. I feel like he wants to run away from it all. That's not how I usually always translate their Knight of Swords. I feel like there's some erratic energy there. There could be some manipulation, but I feel like this is feeling he doesn't have the control of things in his hands, where a lot of his time he's been able to control stuff, and that's why he's in this Hanged Man position. right now in terms of how they're feeling. I did want to ask a question actually, because I've had clues and I have put them in my video. Could we see like an air drone, airplane, anything elevated kind of stuff that could help solve this case or link to this case? So yeah, we could find that something like an air drone, although I don't think it's possible from where she is, move something forward, like a piece of evidence or something, is presented. But we do get a confirmation here, and it's linked to her ending around air drone, airplane, air force, elevation. Ten of Wands, King of Swords, Two of Wands. Yeah, I think I want to prod into that a bit further, but is this to do with location or person involved? I think we'll go into, I'll ask a bit more specific the question in my next reading. I hope you enjoyed this, everyone. I hope I asked some I wanted to say international, interesting questions. Take care, stay blessed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.